What's up, guys? Welcome back. So good to see you. Now, if you remember last week, we talked about our plan of going from a net worth of essentially zero, or more specifically $130.56, all the way up to $2.5 million, all before my 45th birthday, which happens to be in 1,301 day from right now. Now what we're gonna do is take a look at exactly where this $130 number came from. You know, it's really important to have a very, very clear understanding of exactly where you stand financially. So that's what we're gonna do. On the surface, you know, it's pretty easy. You take your assets, you know, the things that you have, and you subtract your liabilities, the things that you owe. And with that, you know, you get your net worth. But already you can see that there can be some complications because not everybody defines what an asset and a liability is the same. For example, take a mortgage and a house. Some people see that house as a liability, some see it as an asset, you know? Why is that? To get an answer to that, I'll defer to Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, What the Rich Teach Their Kids About Money That the Poor and the Middle Class Do Not. I absolutely love this book. And in this book, he defines assets very, very simply as something that puts money into your pocket. And a liability is something that takes money from your pocket. It's as simple as that. Now, using that definition, it becomes pretty clear that your house and your mortgage can be seen as a liability because every month you have a payment to make and that takes money out of your pocket, hence a liability. But you know what? If you take this same house and then instead of living in it, you're renting in it, all of a sudden you're bringing money in because you're collecting rent every month. So then that house becomes an asset. So a house can be either an asset or a liability depending on your situation and how you actually use the property. Now I understand that definition can be pretty simplistic and I'm sure there's probably a whole bunch of nuances that I don't know about, but for me right now in my stage of my financial career, I am going to be sticking with this definition. I think it's fantastic. It suits me very, very well and we're going to stick with that. Now with all that said, let's take a look at our asset sheet, which is sadly, you know, pretty small. First, let's take a look at my RRSP. Now I wrote this down. As of today, it is worth $22,807.16. And that's pretty much it for our assets. We do have our savings and check-ins account, which has a total of $1,078.80. Now, we do own a vehicle. It's a 2012 Nissan Rogue, but again, using our definitions from, you know, Mr. Kiyosaki here, that thing is sitting in our garage and I have gas payments, I have insurance and maintenance that I have to pay every month, and that just takes money out of my pocket. So it is not an asset, it is a liability. Now we do have RESPs and our DSPs for the kids, but that is 100% for the kids. It's off limits, we're never gonna touch that. I mean, the idea with that is so that the kids don't have to be in our situation where, you know, they have to make YouTube videos just to try to make some money to pay off their student loans. You know, that's nobody should be doing that, right? Anyways, so adding up our total asset pool, we have a combined total of $23,885.96. That's it for assets. Let's move on to liabilities. First up, we have my very favorite liability, and by that I mean it's like literally the worst liability out there. I mean, next to payday loans and all those other loan sharks out there, I don't think there's anything worse that's out there. And I'm talking about student loans. Now, I have 2 student loans, and mind you, I first went to school in 1999, so I mean, these things linger on. Now, the first loan I have is I have a balance of $14,541.06. And the second one, it's much smaller. It is at an even $1,300. So that's student loans. Next up is consumer debt. Now, it is important to keep in mind that I never carry a balance, and you should try really, really hard to never carry a balance. I mean, avoid it like the plague. Those interest payments on credit cards are like, they're just crippling. So avoid them. 2 outstanding balances for this month. The first one is our American Express card at $1,267.83. And the next one is our Capital One card, which has a balance of $467.41. One thing that is a little bit different that is on here is our expenses for one of our kids' braces. Now, we had to get them put in and they cost $6,600, and unfortunately, my work plan doesn't cover that, so I have no insurance, so we have to pay out of pocket. And through our orthodontist, we were put on a payment plan, and we have 15 payments left, and that totals $3,930. After our braces, there is just one last thing to go on our liability sheet, and that is from our favorite entity right now, the Government of Canada. which of course is another lie. The government of Canada is pretty much crazy right now, but nevertheless, they said that we'd had a little bit of an overpayment from last year's taxes, so we owe them. And on my balance sheet, they say I have to pay them back $69.58, and Andrea has a balance of $804.68. So it's not something that I'm terribly worried about because we just found out about it, but that's gonna have to be taken care of at some point soon. So, summing up all of our assets and liabilities, well, let's go with our liabilities. We have $22,380.56. Now let's do a little bit of math. So I'm subtracting our assets minus our liabilities. We get $1,505.40, which is actually pretty cool because last time we spoke, it was $130 or whatever, and now it's at $1,500. So we made a little bit of money since the last time, which is great, but we still have to do a whole lot better if we're gonna get anywhere close to our goal, which is $2.5 million. All right, so that is it for me today. I will leave it at that. So thank you so much for watching. Next week, we're gonna go over our budget in great detail because we need to know exactly how much is going in and how much is going out. So, like I said, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up and I will see you guys next time.